Testing 1, 2, 3. Whatever.
Your Honor, we are ready.
Let's think.
All right, Mr. Weiner, good afternoon. Who are you here on today?
Ryan Smith for plea judge.
All right, this is cause number CR 19-207, State of Texas versus Ryan Emmanuel Smith. Mr. Smith, if you will raise your right hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Sir, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. You can lower your. All right, Mr. Smith. Are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English?
Yes, sir.
And have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental condition?
No, sir.
And in this case, you are represented by your attorney, Justin Weiner. Are you pleased with Mr. Weiner and the work he's done for you?
Absolutely.
Do you understand everything that you have read and signed that's part of your plea agreement?
I do.
And do you have any legal questions before we go forward?
No, sir.
Mr. Weiner, do you believe your client to be competent? And if so, have you explained to him his rights as they pertain to this case?
I do, and I have.
All right, Mr. Smith, you are charged by indictment with a second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1, greater than or equal to 4 grams, less than 200 grams. A second-degree felony does carry a range of punishment of not less than 2 years or more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a possible fine not to exceed $10,000. I see the plea agreement in this case is upon your plea of guilt. The state is recommending to the court that the court consider the evidence, convict you of the offense, assess your punishment at 10 years confinement in prison, and also imposing a $2,000 fine, restitution of $180, court costs of $290, and reimbursement fees of $140. I see that you've also earned 271 days total jail time credit that would be applied towards your sentence. Is that your understanding of the plea, Mr. Smith?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, was there a question, Mr. Weiner?
Judge, yes. So what I did was I actually got the paperwork that was dated for today with the back time and had him sign it back in September when he pled on his Henderson County case. And he was just confirming that back time was correct for today, and we double checked it. So it is.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Weiner. All right, Mr. Smith, understanding the range of punishment and understanding the plea agreement, this time I would ask you, how do you plead to the second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1, greater than or equal to 4 grams, less than 200 grams?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are in fact guilty of committing that crime?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, has anyone threatened, forced, or pressured you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right, the court does accept the defendant's plea of guilt at this time. Mr. Weiner, any objection to the stipulation of evidence?
No objection, Judge.
All right, the stipulation of evidence is admitted and the court does take judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Is there anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything further from the defense, Mr. Weiner?
Just briefly, there was an alleged failure to appear that was never filed by the district attorney's office. It's not papered as part of the plea, but it's my understanding the state's not going to pursue that in any way moving forward as part of this plea bargain.
And that's correct, Your Honor. State has not opened up a case and will not open up a case on a failure to appear.
Thank you.
All right, then the court's going to consider the stipulation of evidence. All right, the court, having considered the evidence, finds that there is enough evidence to convict the defendant of this offense. The court follows the plea agreement on this date. The court convicts Ryan Emmanuel Smith of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1, greater than 4 grams, less than 200 grams, assesses punishment at 10 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, orders him to pay a $2,000 fine, $290 court cost, $180 restitution, $140 reimbursement fees, and the court awards Mr. Smith 271 days credit towards his sentence for the time that he has already spent in jail on this cause. Mr. Smith, once you are released from TDC, if you've not already paid off your fines, court costs, restitution, other fees, then you'll need to report to the Van Zandt County Courthouse and meet with the district clerk's office about paying out the rest and remainder of those fees. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Failure to do so could result in the court issuing what is called a KPS pro fine, basically a warrant to have you brought before the court for failure to pay those fines and fees, okay? All right, Mr. Smith, you're hereby remanded to the custody of the sheriff so he can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm gonna have you step over to be fingerprinted.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is that all you have? Is that all you have, Mr. One?
I apologize. I was just gonna ask to be excused. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're excused. Good to see you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, court calls number CR 23-74. State versus Christopher Reagan Shoemaker on motion to revoke. Go ahead, Mr. One.
Your Honor, I just recently retained on this case. I'm gonna get with probation. I've already talked with Mr. Hartwell a little bit. I'm gonna get with probation, kind of see what their stance is on it. We've also got a Dallas County case pending, and I'm gonna look into that as well. I'm gonna do that as quickly as I can. I'm gonna be available on the 17th of this month. I'm not completely sure I can get all that accomplished by that time, but I don't think it would hurt to set it in the afternoon, if that's okay with the court and Mr. Hartwell.
Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, court will reset Mr. Shoemaker to October 17th at 1:30.
Your Honor, that's all I have, man. Be excused.
Yes, thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see, and we don't have anyone else in custody there in Van Zandt, correct?
No, sir.
All
We
right,
should have Mr. Waldron and Wood County
yes, I
and
believe
Kerry Sanders.
I do. Okay. All right, you can go ahead and log off and I'll
Thank you.
move on.
Sorry, Judge.
Good
Look away for a second.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Waldron. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right, I'm gonna bring your client in from the Wood County Jail.
All right.
Mr. Sanders, can you unmute that device there? Excellent. All right, Mr. Sanders, can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Can you also see your attorney, Mr. Waldron?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. Court calls number CR 22-392, State of Texas versus Kerry Lynn Sanders. For pretrial, court will know for the record that Mr. Sanders is appearing via Zoom from the Wood County Justice Center. Go ahead, Mr. Waldron.
Judge, I'll let the court know I did meet with Mr. Sanders on Friday. I've also met with the Assistant District Attorney in Wood County, where he's currently being held. We received an offer of 2 years on the Wood County case the other day. I do have an offer of 20 years from Ms. Curry on his Van Zandt County case. I'm still trying to get them to agree on a dismissal in Wood County. I anticipate having that pretty soon. We've got no pretrial issues. I anticipate, Judge, we're going to be able to resolve this with a plea here within the next month.
Okay. You want to reset it to around November 12th?
That'll be fine.
Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, court will And let me ask, Mr. Waldron, is there any need to continue this on a pretrial setting? Or can we put it on a docket call setting and get past any evidentiary motions?
We can do that, Judge. We can just set it on a docket call setting, and I'm currently, and I'll let the court know, I'm supposed to pick a jury here in Gregg County on a murder case the first week of November. I don't know how long it will last, but if I'm in trial, we'll obviously let the court know that we need a little bit more time to get it resolved.
Okay. All right, then the court sets Mr. Sanders then for a docket call on November 12th at 1:30.
And Judge, we'll work on with that. We'll get with the court, get with Ms. Curry on time credits. There was some federal time he spent with a Van Zandt County detainer. Some of it, and I just need to make sure we get all those credits right for the court once we get it pled. But we'll work on that, present that to the court in advance so you are aware of what we're doing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Waldron. All right, I appreciate that. All right, Mr. Sanders, we'll see you on November 12th at 1:30. And till the Wood County Justice Center there, I appreciate them making the arrangements to have you appear via Zoom today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, sir. I'll remove you. You won't have to do anything, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And when on Mr. Ronald Jack Edwards, when we get him back from federal custody, we can address that one.
All right.
He might be on there today, but I'm pretty sure he is still in federal custody.
Yeah, I show that he's still in federal custody with a anticipated release date of October 30th.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and set it for the 12th also for status so that we can check on him.
And we may have a plea on that one on that day also.
All right, very well. All right, we'll set both of those on the 12th at 1:30, and we'll see if you're in trial.
Sounds good.
All right, appreciate you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Mr. Hartwell, let's see. I believe Mr. Platten is appearing via Zoom for pretrial. His client is outside. Let me get someone to bring him in, and then we'll bring in Mr. Platten.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Platten. Can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon. Thank you for letting me appear like this.
Absolutely. All right, this is cause number CR 24-121, State of Texas versus Damon Scott Watson. Mr. Platten, I believe you subbed in for Mr. McBride. I'll sign an order on that. And so we're set for pretrial today. Are there any contested pretrial motions that have been filed that you're requesting any type of tested hearings on?
No, not at this time, Your Honor. He had been incarcerated and recently bonded out. We have begun the process of going over discovery, and I haven't had an opportunity to speak with the state just yet about how to resolve the situation. That's what's going on. I have had little opportunity to go over certain discovery with him. I have gone over some, but not all of it. So I think if this was set off for another status, we could probably get this resolved.
No, I can't. Oh, man.
Oh, good seeing you. Okay, sorry about that. Your client couldn't see you on the screen, so we.
Yeah, I didn't know it.
Okay.
I didn't want to talk over y'all.
That's okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, we made an adjustment. Okay, so what I would do, Mr. Watson, is I could set you for another pretrial hearing, give you a chance to finish up the discovery, file any contested pretrial motions you want. And then at that point, if you are still working, then I can set you for a docket call and give you all time to determine negotiation, plea agreement, or trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, then the court will set Mr. Watson for additional pretrial hearing November 12th. You got your calendar there, Mr. Platt?
I do. Let me get to the 12th.
That week I've got the 12th and I've got the 14th.
Okay, the 12th, what time on the 12th? I'm in the 475th at 9.
Let me ask this. What about the 29th of October?
I know that that's already getting covered up with trials and pre-hearings. There's my 29th right there.
What did you say about the 12th?
The 12th is better. I only have one set that day, that morning.
Yeah, it would be we'll call a docket at 9, and as long as you could be here, within an hour or two, then
Yes.
I'm sure we'll have more cases going on let me see, on November.
In that particular court, it shouldn't be that long on the 12th.
Okay. All right, then what we'll do is we'll set Mr. Watson then for November 12th for pretrial at 9 a.m. We're going to have him sign a notice of appearance, and then we're going to send him on his way.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Now off to county court of law.
In here in Van
No, in Smith County.
Okay. Have
I would have
fun.
been zigzagging
Thank you.
around. So
See you later,
thank
man. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Platt. Have a good day.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Hartwell, I believe that does conclude our afternoon docket. I'm not sure we're aware of something I'm not.
Nothing that I can think of, Your Honor.
All right, then court is adjourned with regards to the criminal docket. You'll have a good day.
Thank you, sir. You too.